The post-breakup glow up. This is our moment, but so many of us do it for the wrong reasons, and here's why. Hi guys, it's Wendy. Welcome back to the Make Life Beautiful podcast. This week is all about the post-breakup glow up. I am here for all glow ups in general, but after doing my own post-breakup glow up, I realized a few things and I'm going to share it with you. Before I start guys, I want to invite you guys to support this channel. There's the join button for the community. And if you guys love this kind of content and want to support more of this quality content, just join the community. You can ask Q&A in the community tab and I'll answer you personally. And also I will reply all messages from community members. And if you guys want to do the level up VIP membership as well, you get extra resources, live streams, and time with me. Also guys, I have another website with courses that may be interesting to you. It's at makelifebeautiful.today, so don't forget to check it out. I have a creator course where if you want to be a creator, I share my knowledge there, and also a super fun glow up course where we're going to spend 6 weeks glowing up together, doing the process and making sure we're getting it done. Anyways, back to the podcast. All right guys, this is why I feel like a lot of us do the post breakup glow up wrong. Because when I see like post breakup glow up like TikToks and everything, it's like revenge body, you know? And it's all about kind of making your ex feel like he's missing out on something, that like you could have had this, but you didn't. And I think that's like kind of a very toxic way to be dealing with your post breakup glow up. Simply because like you're trying to get over your ex. Isn't the point of like post breakup supposed to be spending time to work on yourself so we get over our ex? But if you're spending all this time to revenge body him or her, well, are you really over them? Or every single gym session you're going to, you're thinking about them? You know, every time you feel great about yourself, you want to post a story for them to see. Is that really like good behavior? Because I feel like that's just like keeping you kind of addicted and hooked onto your previous relationship. And the funny thing is as well is like, yes, sure, like, you know, he might look at a story or she might like look at a story and be like, wow, you know, my ex looks so great right now. But like, what's the point? It's like, yes, like you're showing him what, or her, I'm just gonna use him just to be simple. You're showing him like, you know, what he's missing out on, but like you weren't really looking like that when you're in a relationship. So it's like it took the breakup for you to look like this. So was he really missing out, or are you just kind of being petty about this whole thing and just wanting them to feel jealous or sad or kind of like they made a mistake? It's like, what is the point of this revenge body thing? Like, as powerful as it feels, I just feel like spending the next, you know, few months getting yourself together for your ex, just like, I don't know, it's just laughable. Tell me if I'm wrong, but it just feels like you're not moving on. So like, what is the point of the post breakup glow up? You know, after I broke up with my ex, I spent a lot of time, instead of focusing on like showing off the new life that I had, I actually did the complete opposite. I was like very careful what I put online. Even taking time off social media, because one, it's like if you're going through a breakup like that, and my breakup was like an 8-year relationship. So it was like a lot to process and like really go through. It's like, why be putting yourself on social media? I wasn't mentally ready to put myself on social media. So why do that? So I actually took some time off social media and all these platforms and just like really getting to know myself, because for me, the real glow up happens here, like inside, not like what your body looks like and whatever, which I'll get to. But it was really about finding who I was outside of the relationship, if you know what I mean. Because if you spend a lot of time with a person in a relationship, you kind of become more like a unit. Like, yes, people talk about like being individual people, but also you really are a unit. Like how they're thinking, what their values are going to affect you and will affect how you behave. For example, I dressed very, very differently in a relationship with my ex because he preferred things that were more cute and like adorable and almost like childish in a way. So I basically just did that. Not because, well, maybe I didn't have like a very good like center of gravity on what I wanted. Like I didn't really know what I wanted, so I kind of just adapted to what they wanted. And I think a lot of us do that unconsciously, subconsciously, because if you care about someone, how I think is like, I want to make them happy. And if dressing like this makes them happy and I also like it, I think it's cute, like I will just do it. That was very much the identity I had within that relationship. And when you end the relationship, it's like this new blank slate. It's like, okay, so who am I really? And who's this new me that I want to be while I'm not in this relationship? So I had to have some time to really like step back and like look at like, hey, okay, glow up wise, not even just like personally, but glow up wise is like, what's the kind of style I want to portray now? Now that I don't have anyone to impress and I don't have any pre-existing notions of like any habits or routines that we got into, like who am I now? And in a long-term relationship, you probably would have changed so much behind the scenes of that relationship, but never got to experience your full potential because you were always tied to someone else's identity as well. So it's like, okay, now that's completely gone, who is this new identity? So I just like turned 37. I think I've definitely grown out of like the super childish, like hype beast, casual kind of vibe style that I had. Even though I like still love it and I probably still will wear stuff like that in like casual settings, I was like, now it's time to really embrace my maturity, who I am now. And I've like come up with this like new theme that I wanted to follow that I simply like, now that I think back, I simply could not have executed that very well with my previous partner. Not because they will be like, no, you're not allowed to dress like that. None of that. There was like no controlling behavior, like don't get me wrong. But it was more like my ex dressed super casually and hardly ever dressed up. So I would have felt super weird like dressing up all fancy because I wanted to wear like, tweed sets and like nice luxury clothing. Not luxury as in like I'm spending a lot of money on it, but like the feeling of luxury. And it would just look so weird when the other person's just wearing like t-shirt and like shorts. So like I almost stopped myself from having that new identity because, I just wanted to be mindful of what my partner was wearing and to kind of like match them. And I'm sure we all do this too. It's not about like changing yourself or whatever, but it's just like kind of considerate to be dressing and trying to match your partner in some sort of way in terms of like how dressed up you are and how not dressed up you are. I just think it's like a subconscious behavior with us. That was kind of where I came to. I was like, wow, there's like now this blank slate to glow up. And I feel like if you're not focused on getting revenge and over-sexualizing yourself to make your ex feel jealous, you're more likely to really find who you truly are authentically. Because I feel like the revenge body, the post-breakup glow up, it's so focused on being sexy, over-sexualizing yourself, boobs and butt, because for some reason we just like seem to think that men like only respond to kind of sexual energy, which I think it's not true. I think us women have this idea of men, and as I have spoken to more men and I'm watching all these TikToks from guys explaining like their psychology, we actually don't really know men as well as we think we do. I think we just have no idea. In fact, some of these TikToks actually stated like, as a man, seeing an ex like suddenly wearing less clothing, being in bikinis, doing like gym selfies, showing that butt, those boobs, is actually kind of a turnoff for decent valued guys looking for a long-term committed relationship, because they kind of look at her and be like, well, okay, like she's just showing it all to other guys. Maybe I avoided a train wreck because I want a conservative girl that's like mine. Again, this is like certain type of guys. Not all guys are into this. I'm just saying this as an example. Maybe he's that type of guy, and you doing the revenge body thing isn't actually trying to get you to where you are getting, which is making him jealous and making him regret breaking up with you. But also it may not serve you, because if you're not naturally an over-sexualized person and maybe you don't really care about having boobs and a butt for yourself and you like something like feminine, cute, and girly, like you're doing yourself a disservice focusing on this like post-breakup revenge body make him jealous kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just like presenting another opinion on this topic. The other thing that I thought was really, really helpful for me post breakup was focusing less on like superficial things, but still glowing up. And what I mean by this is like focusing more on my health and wellness, you know, getting my routines on lock. I did a huge like clear out of my clothes and my makeup. That why do we need so much stuff? Do we really need 20 lipsticks? Do we really need like 30 pairs of skirts that kind of all look the same? And I realized that all this clutter and material things just really made it hard for me to find who I was because there's just so much noise. Sometimes you need simplicity, space, and like nothing to realize who you've become and who you are now. So I had this like really cool revelation. By the way, if you're in the US, check this out. Like you can actually go online and there are some charities that will schedule a pickup right from your door. So any clothes or any things you need to get rid of, they will come to your door and pick it up for free. One thing that stopped me from getting rid of a lot of my stuff was just the headache of getting the things to charity. And I also didn't want to throw it away because I felt like a lot of the stuff I had was like as new, some had tags, some I've only worn like 2 times and they're still really fashionable and great. And I didn't just want to throw it away and add to landfill. So I don't have a car either and it was really hard for me to get in an Uber with all these boxes of stuff, and so I just never did anything. So when I discovered you could get charities to come and pick it up, I literally scheduled and got rid of like 4 huge boxes of clothing that I hardly ever wore, and I felt so good about it because 1, it was like creating space in my life to become this new person. 2, and it was just like my mind was so much more clear because I don't know if you realize, but you have so much stuff. Like say you go do your makeup, right? And you have like so much stuff on your desk and so many things to pick from. It takes energy to like choose the color you want. And sometimes it's like super fun to have that choice and to experiment. But on a daily basis, it becomes this like decision fatigue. Like you get tired from just choosing. And it's almost better to just have like one go-to color that you just put on every day until you have like that excitement about trying something new, but just like keeping the one color on your table and it's just like that go-to. And this is the kind of thing that I'll be teaching you in my 6-week glow up course, and I'll be like trying to simplify the glow up routine. Because the thing is, for me, the thing that keeps me in my sweats and pajamas is like just like the overwhelming thing is like I gotta have to choose the color of my lipstick, I gotta choose like what I'm gonna wear, and when I have so many things to choose from, it becomes like such a huge mountain for me to go up. So what I did post breakup was like streamline my grooming so I could look better every single day, not just like amazing like once a week. You know, I was like, I want to feel great every single day. I want to be my best self every single day. So I just like combed through all my routines, got my health in order, developed healthier habits, regularly exercising it, and doing it in a way that's like sustainable and authentic to myself. Instead of like tricking myself that like I'm really gonna do that 1-hour gym routine, which is so not me. I was just like, I'm just gonna go for a walk every day and like listen to a podcast because that is so much more enjoyable for me and I can maintain that every single day rather than doing something that I'm like dreading that I just like won't do because it's just not me. So it's like really that space to like get to know myself again. Who am I without someone else? Who am I by myself? Who do I want to be? And how do I want to like show up? So that to me is like the perfect way to do a post-breakup glow up. And it's not about being showy. It's not about being like all glam and fab and like bombshell. It's about being yourself. And I think it just puts us in this healthy place where the next person that comes along and notices you is actually going to notice you for something that you can maintain, something that you can keep doing because it's actually you, and not this like overcompensation that you can't keep up. It's almost like when you get into the new relationship and you're pretending to be someone else. Sometimes I feel like post-breakup glow-ups like go in that direction. You're trying to overcompensate so much that it becomes like something super unsustainable because it takes so much effort for you to be doing this like whole thing, whether it's like fake tanning all the time, you know, getting enhancement or augmentation that, you know, is uncomfortable for your body. So by the way, my boobs look really good today because I have this like sticky bra thing that I put on. You know, it's making me feel really good up top, even though normally I'm quite modest up there, you know. But yeah, it's just like something sustainable, something true to you. So then, you know, the next person you're attracting actually likes you for you know, and not this like persona you've put up to get revenge on your ex-boyfriend, which wasn't for the new person anyways. Like, how ridiculous does that sound at the end of the day? So yeah, that is like my huge rant on like revenge body, post-breakup glow-ups. This is how I think like is the healthy way to do it. Of course, like you do it any way you want, whatever makes you feel confident, whatever makes you feel good about yourself. At the end of the day, I feel like our self-esteem takes a huge hit through breakups, whether you initiated it or not, and especially if you got cheated on or anything like that. Like, our self-esteem is like down here, and it's completely natural and understandable. So whatever you need to do to get it back up here, like do it. I just feel like if you're just like overcompensating though, it's like more of a band-aid solution and it's gonna eventually come back down. But if you just do it slowly and steadily, authentically, you're gonna keep most of that self-esteem, if that makes sense. Anyways, let me know what your experiences are down below. How did you go about doing your post-breakup glow-ups? What did you do? What made you feel fabulous? And what made you feel good for a long time after the breakup, and what did you keep in your routine? Super curious. Also, don't forget to check out my course, my glow up course, especially at makelifebeautiful.today. It's a 6-week routine glow up we're gonna go through together, which I'm super excited. I'm gonna teach you about skincare, hair care, wardrobe, environment, makeup, everything to create a sustainable glow up and naturally enhancing the best you. And I'll be back next week for another podcast, and I'm super excited about that. Leave me any other issues you have down below as well, because I love responding to you guys' comments with a podcast. All right, love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys. Mwah. Your spirit, mind, and body just to get me where you want me.